Akron Athletics presents Zips Weekly with Joe Moorhead. Sponsored by Bryant Heating and Cooling and Akron Hilton Fairlawn. And now your host, Joe Dunn.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome to a brand new edition of Zips Weekly with head football coach Joe Moorhead. Well, if you left InfoCision Stadium early on Wednesday or turned off the radio or TV broadcast, shame on you because you missed one of the most dramatic comebacks in University of Akron football history. 21 points in the fourth quarter as Zips came back to win at 31-27 and bring the wagon wheel right back home to Akron. Coach, congratulations, of course, on the win. I've always said the players that are playing now play for the players that have worn that uniform before. And I know there was a lot of former Zips that woke up Thursday morning with a smile on their face.
Absolutely. Feels great to be able to bring the wheel back to Akron. And, you know, as you mentioned, there's an old saying, you stand on the shoulders of those who have gone before you. Didn't have a kid on our team who had won the wagon wheel game. Had a couple coaches, but to see that feeling of joy and excitement, you know, as the seconds ticked off the clock and they ran down under the goalposts and snatched that thing up, it was great win for the team, great win for the school.
Exactly. It was pretty emotional after the game, Coach. I know you were really getting emotional because of all the hard work you have put in, the coaching staff, the players, and finally, all that hard work pays off in a win over your arch rival.
Yeah, you're looking for that breakthrough moment,
Yeah.
and as we've mentioned many times in the past year and a half, you've taken over a program and gone from non-competitive to competitive, and have 14 one-score losses in the course of 2 years, 4 this year, 2 in overtime, and 2 including against a Big Ten team, and could have been very easy for our team to be down 27-10 and just fold up tents, but our kids continue to fight and believe, and the thing we've talked about since January, we were finally able to finish a game.
Exactly. Well, let's go back to InfoCision Stadium on Wednesday night. It's the wagon wheel game. Pick up highlights of the first half, Coach. We win the toss, we defer. Defense comes on the field and going to get Kent off the field and come back offensively.
Yeah, did a good job in the opening drive, kind of setting the tone. Got a quick one, a 3 and out, but we got them to punt, and good fast start by our defense.
Exactly. Akron to go on offense. It looked like on that very first play, we didn't show that. It looked like the very first play from scrimmage. We had Daniel George open, cutting across the middle.
Yeah, we did. We went 3 and out there. Got a 9-yard completion on a third down play. So got to stay ahead of the sticks.
Exactly. Right now, the Akron defense, which is really going to come up big in that fourth quarter as we watch play early in this football game. Trying to run up the middle, and looks like that's Teray that gets him right there.
Yeah, I thought Ken had a nice game plan, but we really did a nice job on the interior of our defensive line. Teray had his best game since he's been here, and C.J. Nunley was very productive as well, so did a good job for the most part stopping the run.
Nice pass to Jake Newell, who's really going to be good, I think, in the future.
He'll be a good player, has played some good ball for us this year, and kind of went off schedule a little bit and played a majority of the game in first and second down and 12 personnel, 2 wideouts, 2 tight ends in the back, and thought that gave us some positive things from a scheme standpoint.
Here comes Lorenzo Lingard, who I think you had a talk with him before the game, Coach, and you said, I want you to run angry.
Run
tonight.
Angry, and he did. Ran behind his pads, fell forward. I don't know that he had any negative yardage rushes, and it's great to see him be rewarded with a touchdown, 100-yard game, and some nice receptions as well.
Zips down 6-0 after Kent missed the PAT, and there is the touchdown pass from Undercuffler to Daniel George. Steps into that one nicely.
Yeah, good split zone RPO there. We're reading the field overhang. Quarters coverage, trying to drain the inside safety with Josiah. He did a great job, and then Daniel rewarded with the touchdown tire.
Got a lot of national exposure with that touchdown tire. Coach,
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
One and a half bad idea.
Akron now leading 7-6 late in the first quarter. Good open field tackle there as Akron's going to come back and run the football. Looks like, I thought early in the game, Coach, their defensive line maybe played a little bit better than the offensive line until late in the game.
Yeah, their number 5 is one of the best interior defensive linemen or overall defensive linemen in the league, and he really presented a challenge to our center and our guards. We had to try to generate some double teams on him, and do some things in pass protection. But yes, they definitely, challenged our guys up front. I thought we got better as the game wore on, but yeah, Five's definitely an excellent football player.
Saw Blake Kester return that kick, and now a nice throw from Undercuffler to Daniel George, who had a really nice game. Again, you're going to watch this one. This is a play we've run a lot, Coach, and seems like 90% of the time you're going to hit on it.
Yeah, max protect, try to find a way to get, a bunch of people around the box and, give Jeff some time. And, 200-yard receivers, Jeff threw for almost 300 and a 100-yard rusher as well.
Owen Wiley kicks the field goal, and suddenly it's a 13-10 game. And we're watching highlights late in the first half on Wednesday night from InfoCision Stadium.
Yeah, that dang fake punt got us. That's really the only time where, we gave up field positions. Didn't generate any turnovers on defense, but we also didn't turn it over on offense. And I thought that was, a critical piece of the game.
I think that was C.J. Nunnally tipped that one, and Marcus Moore almost had the interception.
Yeah, we got to work on those hands for old Marcus there. Yeah, down 20-10. Try to generate a 2-minute drive and probably gave up a few more points than we expected heading into the game. Defensively, because Ken hadn't been scoring a ton and moved the ball a little bit on offense, but got back in the locker room, regrouped, and put our plan together for the second half.
Yeah, the Zips are down 20-10 after the first half. We're going to take a break, come back, and watch second half highlights. If you haven't seen them, stay put. It's going to be a heck of a fourth quarter right after this on Big Talk.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting more than just a technician. You're getting someone who pays attention to your needs and the little things that make a big difference. It takes a dealer you can rely on. And to keep your family warm this winter,
here, let me show you how this works.
it takes Bryant.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
And to keep your family comfortable, it takes E.H. Roberts Heating and Cooling. Find them at ehroberts.com.
Come on over and check out what we're doing. Let's go! Here we go now.
Okay, welcome back to Zips Weekly with head football coach Joe Moorhead. We're going to pick up second half highlights, and it's going to be one of the better second halves for the entire season and one of the best second halves in a long time as the Zips are going to come back and win this football game and bring that wagon wheel back to Akron. Coach, I'm going to let you do most of the talking once we get into that fourth quarter because you called all the plays.
Yeah, we deferred here, got the ball in the second half, and actually strung a nice drive together. Got a screen pass there to Zoe. And then, unfortunately, second and 1, third and 1, fourth and 1, we couldn't gain a dang inch, and that was, pretty disappointing because we got some points there.
Boy, Daniel George again, he was wide open. I remember that play. I think Undercuff looked over there and there wasn't anybody within 10 yards of him.
It's another RPO where, you read the field overhang defender, and, Jeff made some good reads. You see Marcus Moore making a tackle there. That guy's going to be a very, very good player here. Playing
Yeah, I got a story
more.
about Marcus a little bit later in the program. I'll share it with you, Coach.
Yeah,
But,
not going to redshirt him. He'll play the rest of the year.
Yeah. Zips now down 27-10. And, Coach, I'm thinking up in the press box, if we're going to win this football game, we cannot give up any more points.
Yeah, we got to get going. Had to stop Mondi and get rolling on offense, and got into the fourth quarter down 17, and started chipping away at it, and we were able to do it one play at a time.
Undercuffler again, going to look downfield, and Galley's going to make a nice catch. Boy, he was open a lot, making some nice moves to get away from the secondary.
Yeah, by far the best game of his career. Very emotional player. Wears it on his sleeve in a good way. Great practice habits. Good to see him rewarded with a 100-yard game and a touchdown.
27-10, and again, they're going to find Gallings, and he's going to spin. I think we're short of the first down here, Coach, but we come back and get it.
Yep. And we went in a little zone side, man side. They came out in cover one. Jeff threw it to a good spot, and Josiah pulled that thing in.
Yeah,
Pull
great
us within 10.
concentration here.
Yeah. Good ball. That's where you want to leave that on an inside fade against man coverage.
It's a big extra point. They were all big extra points going down the stretch. That's from Owen Wiley, young man from Avon Lake, and 27-17. The Zips are creeping back in this, and the defense has got to do their job, and they do.
Yeah, breathe a little life back into us, and defense starting to gain some confidence. And outside of a few leaky runs, we really did a good job stopping it throughout the course of the game. And we were able to force a punt and get the ball back to the offense.
As you can see, we're running out of time right now. We're down to 4.5 minutes to go in the football game, and it's still 27-17, and a lot of good things are going to happen in that final 4 minutes.
Yeah, great run by Zoe here. Something we drew up on the sideline that wasn't in the game plan, and got contact about the 10, covered the ball up very well, didn't allow that thing to get stripped, and carried 2 guys into the end zone.
Yeah, strong arms. He gets the touchdown tire, and all of a sudden it's 27, and now it's going to be 24. Owen Wiley on a big extra point, and now the defense has got to do their job, and they get Kent off the field 3 and out.
And we told them one more time, get the ball back, stuffed them. Got a nice punt return by Bobby, put us in positive field position. Great play by Judd there. Huge critical breakup. That wasn't even his man in coverage. We had bad eyes by the safety, but Judd caught it. Nice to see him intercept it, but that's a big play right there.
Yeah, that
16
was
actually
huge.
had him in coverage.
Because Kent was about 2 first downs away from maybe winning the football
Yeah,
game.
they could have ran that thing out.
And now Akron has the football, and one of the best drives that we're going to see in a long, long time. And Jeff Undercuffler getting the ball to Lingard, and those two combined to do some great things in that last drive.
And got to the 40, went to work, and went back to 11 personnel and started working some of our 2-minute plan, and was able to find some off coverage on the perimeter, and get the ball downhill with Lorenzo, and just steadily move it down the field.
Here's a great catch right here by Lingard. He has to come back and catch it all the way down at the 9-yard line.
Yeah, little mesh route there, looking for man coverage. Was able to pick up the first down.
Lingard's going to take it almost down to the 5, which is going to set up a great play call. Coach, tell us about this.
Yeah, essentially triple option out of the gun. The end bent, Undercuffler pulls it, double team TJ, and certainly the last thing any of us would have expected, Jeff Undercuffler running the ball in for the game-winning touchdown. Prefer he not spike that ball. And then Wiley comes in, critical extra point to get him with, down 4.
Yeah, takes that field goal and a tie away from Kent with the Owen Wiley PAT, and Kent is down to their final couple plays, and all of a sudden your 2 defensive ends take over, Coach.
Incompletion, completion on the sideline, and then 2 sacks, right? Our 2 JUCO sensations, right? LaJoshua and Nunnally, just finding a way to make a play to seal the game.
2 defensive ends, of course, back next year on a defense. It brings a lot of people back.
We bring just about everyone back. It's exciting.
And there is one of the happiest sights for a Zip football fan and coaching staff you're ever going to see. Going down to the end zone, grabbing that wagon wheel and celebrating. And Coach, shaking hands with a lot of guys there at midfield, and that had to be a lot of fun.
It was exciting. Once again, having history here and winning the game.
Yeah.
4 out of 5 years our first time, and then tough loss last year. It's how much this game means to our program, our school, our administration, our fans in this area. That's what a great rivalry is all about. Kent played a very good game, but ultimately we found a way to win it.
I was down in the field with about 4 minutes to go and saw you smiling. I looked over, you're smiling at the president of the University of Akron, Dr. Miller. I guess you had something going there as far as maybe a promise to win this football game.
I don't know about a promise, but it was a strong recommendation on his part that we found a way to get that thing back because he hadn't seen it in quite a while, and it's always good to make the boss happy.
It sure is. I had a chance to talk to him, and he was happy, and I know all Zip fans are happy with the wagon wheel back in Akron. We're going to take a break, come back, and one of my favorite segments. We're going to talk about some of the outstanding performances against Kent right after this.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting more than just a technician. You're getting someone who pays attention to your needs and the little things that make a big difference. It takes a dealer you can rely on. And to keep your family warm this winter,
Here, let me show you how this works.
it takes Bryant.
Bryant. Whatever it takes.
And to keep your family comfortable, it takes E.H. Roberts Heating and Cooling. Find them at ehroberts.com.
Come on over and check out what we're doing.
Let's go!
Here we go now.
Each week at this time, we talk to the coach about some of the top individual performances, and one of the best was Jeff Undercuffler, coach, and he's got an award. Maybe you want to announce that for the fans that haven't heard yet.
Yeah, Jeff won, MAC East Offensive Player of the Week. Basically 300 yards, threw for 298, 2 touchdowns, and most importantly ran that one in at the end of the game. So, the 2 years, 2 MAC wins under his belt,
yes.
and very deserving honor for Jeff.
Exactly. We talked about who the players of the game were offensively after the radio broadcast, and I couldn't just pick one. I went with Lorenzo Lingard and Jeff Undercuffler, 2 guys that really were key in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, for our team, after every win, it was Jeff, Lorenzo, Daniel, and Josiah on offense who wanted to share the wealth there, and then Teray and CJ on defense.
Yeah. Talked about the wide receivers, who I thought, and Coach agrees, was one of the strengths of this football team coming into the season. Daniel George, 9 catches for 104 yards, and Josiah Gathings, 9 catches for 103 yards. 2 receivers over 100 yards.
Pretty good balance.
Yes.
I think Lorenzo at 106, so I'm not quite sure the last time we had 2 100-yard receivers and a 100-yard rusher in the same game, but that's the type of balance and dispersal of the football to our offensive skill personnel that we want to see.
I wanted to bring the offensive line into the discussion, Coach, because in that fourth quarter when the game was on the line, they played their best football.
Yeah, it's a line of scrimmage game, and we challenged our guys, and like I said, it was going to be a fight. We knew we needed to swing first, swing hard, and keep swinging, and couldn't get any of that done without our offensive line.
And Owen Wiley evidently won the kicking contest. He was the kicker against Kent, and he came through with a 29-yard field goal and very important extra point kicks.
Yeah, made his field goal, made his extra points, so I'd like to see the weekly competition end,
sure.
and it'll end when guys start making their kicks on a normal basis. So hopefully Owen can keep it rolling.
Let's turn to the defensive standouts. Teray Jones, I thought, played great. 8 tackles and led in the middle of that defense.
Yeah, anytime you see an interior defensive lineman get 8 tackles in a game, he's had a great performance. Tremendous acquisition for the team out of the transfer portal, and Teray continues to perform at a high level, week in and week out.
And Tavius Fish again played well, as he's done all year long. 6 solo tackles and 4 assists.
Yeah, that linebacker core of Fish and McCoy, Shamond, and now Jaron Griffin getting some more reps as we go along. Very formidable. I think it probably presents one of the best duos in the conference, and those guys are doing a really nice job.
You've talked about C.J. Nunnally all season long. I think you said a couple weeks ago we need to get more like him. Boy, he had 5 tackles and did a great job late in the game. Yeah,
C.J.'s really been I won't say pleasant surprise, because he had an excellent fall camp, and his JUCO tape was good. But that's the if you're going to be competitive and build a program, it's got to start from the inside out, and between the D tackles, the D ends, and then your offensive linemen. That's how you build a program that could sustain success.
Well, Joshua Jackson started playing a lot. I think he was maybe injured a little bit to start the year. You got him in the rotation, and he's going to be a good one.
He is. He's a little light. We've got to put some weight on him, but he's an excellent pass rusher right now. Great length and twitch. Coach Naeem's doing a nice job, and it was really, a lot of it was catching him up with the scheme. But as he continues to mature physically, he's got a lot of natural talent, rushing the passer. Got to get a little more stout stopping the run, but definitely as we look down the road, to the Miami game, the end of the season, and then beyond. We haven't even talked about Cam Cheatham. We've got in Kabosh. We've got a lot of talent at the defensive end position.
Exactly. The one thing I really liked, the young Zips that got their first taste of that wagon wheel rivalry. You mentioned Adrian Norton, who's going to be a good one. You're not redshirting him, the young kid from down in Southern Ohio. Yeah,
Adrian had 1 catch, continues to perform well, and a lot of speed, a lot of ability, and hopefully we can continue to get him opportunities, through the last 3 games.
Which brings us to my Marcus Moore story, the young defensive lineman from Massillon. I was at a high school basketball game last year. I'd never met Marcus. He came up to me after the game and said, "Hey, I watch Coach Moorhead's TV show every week. I'm going to be a Zip." So you never know who's watching the show, Coach.
You never know. That's good for Marcus. And every week we go through our list, and guys are able to play in 4 games before they trigger their redshirt role, and Marcus is a guy along with Adrian that we're going to play, and he's excited about it, and he's got a really, really bright future. Just before we move on, I'd be remiss not to talk about, we talked about the defensive ends. Bennett Adler has been a really, really steady source of play for us, and tough kid. Kind of gets the most out of his abilities, but Bennett's been playing some really good football for us.
Exactly. Congratulate to all the Zips for bringing that wagon wheel back to Akron. We're going to take a break. The season's not over. We've got another midweek game coming up Wednesday night down in Oxford against the Miami Redhawks. We're back to talk about that game right after this.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting more than just a technician. You're getting someone who pays attention to your needs and the little things that make a big difference. It takes a dealer you can rely on. And to keep your family warm this winter,
Here, let me show you how this works.
it takes Bryant.
Bryant. Whatever it takes.
And to keep your family comfortable, it takes E.H. Roberts Heating and Cooling. Find them at ehroberts.com.
Come on over and check out what we're doing. Here we go now.
Okay, the Zips getting ready to head down to Oxford, Ohio on Wednesday night to take on the Miami Redhawks. Our scouting report brought to you each week by the Hilton Akron Fairlawn Hotel. 7 o'clock kickoff, Coach, against the Miami team. We talk a lot off camera. I know you are really impressed with Miami.
Yeah, first place in the East.
Yeah.
Really, Coach Martin inherited a situation pretty similar to ours. Struggled for 2.5 years there, and kind of got their footing underneath him as he built his program. And now you look back, and it's 6, 7, 8 wins every year,
Yeah.
always in the race for the conference championship. And they're doing an unbelievable job this year.
Yeah, they're 7-2, 4-1 in the MAC East, and Coach Martin in his 10th season down at Miami. They're coming off a nice win. It was the Battle of the Bricks. That's what they call this rivalry game between Ohio and Miami, and they knocked off the Bobcats 30-16 back on October 28th, which means they've had a lot of time to get ready for the Zips.
Yeah, they have, and sure they're getting some recruiting in there too. And lost their quarterback. The backup played a good game.
Yeah.
Probably didn't throw it as much as they had with the Gabbert kid, but offensive line averages 6'6", 6'7",
they're
over
big.
315 pounds. So they kind of lean on you up front. Good tight ends, 2 portal transfers out at wide out, and the quarterback does a good job, running the system. And they're one of the top defenses in the league as well.
They were down 9-0 against Ohio down in Athens. They scored 30 straight points to kind of put that game away.
Yeah, it's very impressive considering how explosive Ohio is on offense with the Rourke kid and Weiglas and all those other guys. So the fact that they were able to hold them, to single digits and then make that run and just get it rolling and win that game, is could have went either way, but Miami did a really nice job.
Yeah, they've got a big win over one of their arch rivals down in Southern Ohio, beat Cincinnati 31-24. That was in overtime back on September 16th. And once again, Coach, we're going to have to stop a big running back because he's about 234 pounds and had a heck of a game against Ohio.
Yeah, we've had them in a lot of crossover film, at least watching their offense against other teams' defense, and they get behind that big offensive line and hand that kid the ball in inside zone and outside zone, and they kind of lean on you. He's fast, he breaks tackles, very physical at the point of attack. They have a good scheme, that maximizes their strengths, and between the O-line and the running back and the tight ends and the quarterback, the run game is going to be a huge challenge.
They're very good. Defensively, they have a couple local guys that really play well for them. Matt Sepelak, who played at Hoban, and Caden Woolard down at Massillon. Those two guys are really good.
They do. Salpak's one of the leaders in the country in tackles, playing the will linebacker position and, play 4 down front, get a lot of penetration, try to keep that thing, bottled up inside and funnel the ball to the inside backers and the safeties. And they obviously the numbers show that they really make it challenging for you offensively.
Well, Coach, best of luck down in Miami, and congratulations again on bringing that wagon wheel back to Akron.
It feels great for it to be home. Thank you very much.
It sure does. For Coach Joe Moorhead, my name's Joe Dunn. We'll see you back here next week talking about the Miami game, and as always, go Zips.
Thanks for watching Zips Weekly with Joe Moorhead. Sponsored by Bryant Heating and Cooling and Akron Hilton Fairlawn. We'll see you next week. And as always, go Zips.
This has been a presentation from Learfield IMG College.